What's up, everybody? I'm Oscar.
And I'm Trenton.
And this is NexGen News. At NexGen News, we bring news to the next generation.
That's right, we're here for you, Gen Z.
And with that, let's now head to Trenton for our top story.
On September 18th, 2020, our country lost a judicial force of nature, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. She served as an Associate Justice of the Supreme Court for 27 years, and all throughout her career as a lawyer, a law professor, and a judge, she worked tirelessly to champion equality for all. She is most known for her fight against gender discrimination and her keen ability to express dissent or disagreement from the court's majority opinion. News media as well as social media has been ablaze with tributes, quotes, and even images of her famous dissenting caller. With her passing, the issue of replacing her seat on the court has quickly become a major factor in the upcoming election, as President Trump has already nominated Amy Coney Barrett to fill Ginsburg's seat. Let's head to Oscar to tell us more about the U.S. Supreme Court in this week's edition of Now You Know.
Hey guys, I'm back to spotlight another hot topic, the United States Supreme Court. It's one of the three branches of our government that follows a system of checks and balances. The judicial branch interprets the law, and the Supreme Court is known as the highest court in the land. It was established all the way back in 1789 by Article 3 of the U.S. Constitution. The very first meeting of the Supreme Court was in New York City. Wait a minute. It was 220 years ago at the Old Royal Exchange Building in New York City. Okay, that's better. George Washington nominated the first 6 members of the court or justices, and the Senate voted to confirm those nominations. Now, in 1869, the court was increased to 9 members, where it still stands today, along with the process of how justices become members of the court. The president can nominate anyone to serve on the court. However, they must be approved by a vote in the Senate. And here's the deal. Once you're in, you're in. There's no limit to how long you can serve as a justice on the court. The U.S. Supreme Court makes decisions on the most important cases that affect us, no matter what state we live in. It uses the Constitution as it guides and has great power that has and will continue to change the history of our country. So that's all about the Supreme Court. And now, you know.
Well, things are pretty crazy on Earth right now.
Sure are. It might be time for a trip to get away from it all.
I couldn't agree more. Let's take a trip to the planet Venus in this week's edition of NexGen Science. Scientists recently discovered the possibility of life on Venus. Now, before you get ahead of yourself or start picturing UFOs or aliens, what they found is not life itself, but signs of life. Venus has long been known as inhospitable due to its toxic atmosphere and hot temperatures, but scientists have detected a gas called phosphine in the clouds surrounding Venus. The reason why it's so significant is because phosphine is produced by bacteria, a form of life. On Earth, phosphine is made by bacteria that does not rely on oxygen, such as in swamps, sewage plants, and even animal feces. To make phosphine, these bacteria need living things. They take a phosphate from the living material and add hydrogen to make phosphine gas. So that begs the question, if phosphine is being made on Venus, are there living things there as well? Scientists think it's certainly a possibility. It's also possible that this phosphine gas on Venus came from Earth. But as NASA has stated, Venus is right next door, so we can literally go and check. Isn't it great being neighbors? Well, that's all from here on Venus. Thanks for watching this week's segment of NexGen Science.
Let's now take a trip to Africa to visit my absolute favorite animal of all time, elephants.
Why do you like elephants so much?
Why do I like elephants? Well, let me tell you. First of all, elephants are the largest land animal on Earth, weighing up to 7 tons or 14,000 pounds. Secondly, their trunks have mad skills, with around 150,000 muscles in their trunks. Elephants use it to eat, drink, pick up things, and even as a snorkel underwater. And finally, elephants are seen as the smartest animal on the planet. If you ever heard the phrase, an elephant never forgets, that is because the temporal lobe of their brain, which is responsible for memory, is larger than a human's. See, Mom? That's why I don't remember when you tell me to take out the garbage.
Well, dang. Perhaps I was wrong. Elephants are pretty cool.
They sure are. Unfortunately, this year over 300 African elephants in Botswana have been killed due to a type of bacteria. Cyanobacteria are microorganisms that can be found in water and are toxic to humans and animals. These bacteria thrive in warmer climates, and temperatures in Botswana and southern Africa have been rising at twice the global average, making it vulnerable to this type of bacteria. Elephants can drink up to 50 gallons of water a day, and although hydration is usually seen as a healthy habit, it has caused over 330 elephants to die this year and counting. It's a tricky situation since you can't tell the elephants to stop drinking the water. At this time, scientists are trying to find substances that can break down the toxins in cyanobacteria to control the situation.
Well, I sure hope they can solve this. Elephants might be my favorite animal too.
Is that right?
It's interesting to see more people out and about as more places are opening up.
Yeah, I thought I wouldn't be able to see any sports this year, but now I can't decide if I want to watch football, baseball, or basketball.
Well, if you think that's something, wait until I tell you about a once-in-a-decade ceremony that finally happened in East Africa. After being postponed since March, thousands of Maasai gathered in Kenya for a once-in-a-decade ceremony that transforms them from Moran or warriors to Mzee or elders. Around 15,000 men between the ages of 25 and 40 came together to feast on an estimated 3,000 bulls and 30,000 goats and sheep. They are also joined by their wives who sang songs and encouraged the other incoming elders. Now, let's hear from one Maasai member who is participating in this year's ceremony.
I am very happy because I have got to an age where I can solve the responsibilities of the Maasai as an elder and therefore appreciate it, and I am very happy.
30,000 bulls? 30,000 goats and sheep?
I know it sounds odd to us, but the Maasai have a different way of life than ours. Let's take a look. There are about 1.2 million Maasai today that live in Kenya and Tanzania. For over 400 years, their traditional way of life has been centered around cattle. Maasai women milk the cow, and Maasai warriors protect the cattle by keeping lions, cheetahs, and leopards away from the herd. Traditionally, the Maasai do not have money. Instead, their economy is based on cattle. It provides food, but they also make clothing, shelter, and tools from all parts of the animal. They live communally by sharing land. In recent years, modern life has been hurting Maasai traditions. Their land is being bought and taken, and tourists are using their land for safaris. The less land they have, the less food they have for their cattle.
Wow, that seems like a big problem they're facing. It kind of reminds me of the way that land was taken from Native American groups here in our country.
Yes. Even so, you can count on the new Maasai elders to fight to keep their culture alive. One thing we can agree on that everyone loves is a celebration. Here at NexGen News, we want to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month, which recognizes how Latinx and Hispanic communities in the U.S. have influenced and contributed to our communities, society, and country. We thought we'd put a new spin on it. And what better way than to head to Oscar for some NexGen history?
Did you know that Hispanic Heritage Month actually runs from September 15th through October 15th? One reason is because many countries celebrate their Independence Days during this time, including Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua, Chile, and Mexico. And if you happen to be in Mexico and travel 30 miles southeast of Mexico City, you will find the location of one of the world's most ancient cities, Teotihuacan. This city thrived from 100 BC to 500 AD and was once home to 100,000 people before the famed Aztec civilization resided there 8 centuries later. Much is unknown about the people of Teotihuacan, including their language and if they had written communication. Although the pyramids at this site have reopened, archaeologists have restricted access to a patio floor discovered with 42 glyphs, which are symbols or drawings. These ancient glyphs are a window into the past civilization, and scholars across the world are still debating their meaning. Some say they were used as symbols to teach writing. Others think they may have been used to name different places, or even show the steps in disease-curing rituals. I wonder if they hold the secret to curing my inception with hand gestures. Well, whatever these glyphs mean, they show that an ancient system of writing existed hundreds of years before the Aztecs. And this even influenced the Mayan civilization as well. Today, we can see the influence of these early civilizations in the United States. And that, my friends, is a bit of NexGen history for you. To learn more about Hispanic Heritage Month, check out history.com for more information. Hey Trenton, I wrote your name in a glyph. You want to see?
That's funny. I wrote your name in a glyph. On the count of 3.
1, 2, 3. Well, NexGen viewers, that about wraps up our show for today.
For now, I'm Trenton.
And I'm Oscar.
And we are
NexGen News, bringing news to the next generation.